Yes.
Okay, Mike. Start with the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Trombley. Here. Trustee McFetrich. Here. Trustee Trombley.
Here.
Trustee Garrett.
Here.
Mayor Martin.
Here. Need a motion to approve the December 11th, 2017 board meeting minutes.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Additions, subtractions? Times by, gazintas?
No, I saw that. Everything looked good.
I've read those. All set? All set? Okay. Signify by saying aye for approval.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to approve the special board meeting of December 24th. That included myself, Kim, and Tom. No? Am I wrong?
You are,
No?
Janet.
No,
First
there
time.
were two special meetings.
December
I'm
24th.
sorry,
the
that's
24th,
right,
yeah,
that's right.
That's
I was
right.
thinking.
I was thinking of ours too.
No.
The other
Special board meeting December 24th.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on this?
No, not to me.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
abstain.
2 abstentions. Need a motion to approve the special board meetings of January 4th, 2018. It was myself, Kim, and trustee McFetrich.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion here? Okay, I'm gonna ask for an executive session later on to bring you guys up to date on this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
And 2 abstentions. Thank you. Presentation of petitions, communications, notices, general question period for members of the community. Good evening. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Lights off the truck yet? You still got them?
No, they're all off.
They're off?
Yeah.
I saw you driving around St. Albans.
Yeah. My truck runs all the way Lake George, Upper Lake, Sarah,
Really?
Wow.
All right. So this is one of the...
Papa truck? No.
No.
No, the
Wrecker.
Wrecker. All right, this is a kind of a special time of year. We get to award our house decorating contest. Trustee Gehrig, would you like to do the honors, please?
I would. So before, you have to listen to me ramble because this was an extremely difficult year. So I thought I would bring my granddaughter out to be the deciding voter. That was a mistake because everyone was a winner. She was awed by one house after the other, but it was really kind of awesome to bring back to why we decorate our homes and the joy of Christmas and the love of children's total belief in it and the magicalness of it. It was just so incredible to have her ride along and exclaim the beauty in some of the really ugliest places. It was awesome. So kudos to everybody that participated. So really, we struggled with narrowing down the winners because we had by far the largest participation ever in the village of Champlain. I don't think we had a single street where there wasn't someone who decorated. And in the past, we've had difficulty determining winners because there wasn't enough participation. So that was really very, very exciting. We took out the category of best daytime display because, again, my granddaughter declared that my house was the best one and I told her we couldn't win, so we took out that category. So I thought that was sweet too. Anyway, so we do have extra winners. I would like to start off with recognizing the Patries. They don't want to be winners, but they make all of their displays out front. They cut them out, they paint them yearly, they change them. It's constantly evolving, and it's really the pride and joy that they take in what they do. So definitely a kudos to them. And then another kudos to the house that's not in the village
Gregory.
Gregory's house, Gregoire?
Gregoire.
Ron.
Ron Gregoire.
Okay, by far, every time I went by that house to show someone else was driving by slowly. And again, with Santa in the window up there, Julia truly believed that Santa was waving to her, and it was just so awesome. So, please, everyone, continue doing what they're doing because the children do greatly, greatly appreciate it. So, enough rambling on. So, third place for best nighttime display went to John and Ann Berkman, and they are not here, but we have a little award for them. So, they had added a lot of things this year and was really kind of nice to see. Again, of course, Prospect takes the winner for the most participation on the street, so it's kind of cool to see. But there were some new contenders this year as far as street participation. So J.R. Patry took second place for nighttime display up on Moore Street. So they had the best participation I've seen in forever on that street. So that was really kind of exciting to see. So this is a beautiful evening display with that. I guess this should be the best NYSEG Bill Award. Robert Pulsifer's house with the lights. It was competition with the border. As far as lighting, there were two things that glowed. His was white as opposed to the gold of the border. So, Robert, congratulations on beautiful nighttime display for the house. And our best overall day, nighttime, music included. Really, you have to sit in front of your home to see it all. You know, all the way into the back. The music playing along with it was really great to see, and it's obvious you love Christmas and that it's important to you, and it really does bring joy to everyone they go by, whether they're into the Griswold Christmas look or, you know, into the traditional Christmas fare. It brings a smile to anyone's face who goes by. So Ben and Jen, congratulations on best overall. And again, thanks to everyone who participated. It was an A+ effort in our village. It was really awesome to see. Really, really awesome to see.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you.
For
Thanks so much.
everything you do.
You're welcome.
And you're the chief architect, is that my understanding?
The house, we work together. We don't do it to win, so when we do win, it's, you know, an extra benefit. But there's so much hate going on in the world. So when you got all that decoration, you know that you're lighting somebody's life up and they're so happy to see it. It makes us happy because there's just too much bad stuff in the world.
It's the smile effect.
Yeah.
We get phone calls every day, lights on tonight, lights on tonight.
This year was a terrible night, or year to light, because the wind was terrible.
We have our wind up there.
Yeah, you do.
Good
You
for
got it down early though. How the
Yeah,
heck did you do that? I thought, oh, this year we'll have it up longer to enjoy. And it's like, oh,
No,
bam,
we
down we
seen the
go.
snowstorm coming in and
the ice and all that stuff, so we
Yeah.
had to take it down.
You beat the. That'll be up for a long time.
hopefully,
Might do.
It didn't go
Our
anywhere.
plan is within the next 3-4 years, if that, we're gonna have decoration going all the way back to the woods.
yeah.
The whole yard is gonna be done. We got a projector for our bedroom that has Santa waving, and we're gonna get one for our son's room. So,
That's awesome.
You're already planning for next year.
yep, we actually bought some more ornaments for next year.
Yeah, we'll be
Where do you store it all?
our whole basement is full.
Yeah.
We'll be up to, we're hoping to hit 40,000 next year. Lights.
Holy cow. And how
Not-
big, how high
not
does
counting
your
trucks.
NYSEG
Yeah,
go?
that's
John?
nice. NYSEG
Got
board.
30,000.
Really?
Well, we're switching everything over to LED,
Oh,
so the LED doesn't use as much energy
Right,
as the
right, right.
older stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, but you got those blow up things. I would think
Yeah,
those
it's-
take a lot.
$20 a month usually, that's it.
Nice. Okay, it's worth it.
That's very good,
Awesome.
thank you. for
Well,
what
thank
do.
you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Another report from the Mike, Codes Enforcement.
Well, I don't have any awards to give out. Other than that, I mean, it's that time of year, it's quiet, you've got my report. Sort of a synopsis of a little bit of what I've been doing the last couple of months between vacations and holidays. Just following up on different things, trying to get ahead of the spring here, as far as the
Out of
junk.
the lawn mowing.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that right now, but it won't be long, I'm sure.
Let's hope for that long.
Get a response from the guy up on Cherry Street?
No,
No.
not yet,
Not
no.
yet. Okay. Any questions for Mike? All right, move on. Short tonight. Short, sweet.
Okay.
Greetings and welcome to 2018, which we hope will be a happy and prosperous year for us all. This new year promises to be a busy time here in the village. As winter progresses, we will be busy with streets and sidewalks, maintaining equipment, as well as being prepared to address any issues that may arise as we move towards spring. We have some streets that need paving. We have repairs that are needed at the salt shed. We have plans to upgrade potential problems at the wastewater plant. And we also have some environmental concerns that need to be addressed at the village office building. All important, and all will be addressed as time and funds allow. As we have experienced in the past, this period of extreme cold has caused some problems with frozen water lines and broken pipes. Please take some precautions to lessen the chances of having a water problem. Close up any drafts around water lines, insulate pipes where you can safely reach them, find a safe heat tape to attach to the water pipes to keep them thawed, and in extreme freezing conditions, it would be wise to run a small stream of water from the faucet to prevent freezing. The village DPW will help when and or where it can, but taking preventative measures in your home will greatly lessen the inconvenience of having to deal with frozen pipes. Remember, the consumer is responsible for the water lines from the main to inside their residences. Everyone should be experiencing softer water at this point. The filtration plant is doing an excellent job removing the iron and other materials that caused problems with the system for so long. There is also better pressure in the system, so that we are asking, and we will be disconnecting the pressure pumps where homes had used those for a long time to increase the pressures. I would put the taste and flavor of our water up against any bottled water that's out there on the market today. With such improvement, I'm sure we would win that contest, glasses down. Spring will eventually arrive, and there will again be movement to complete this miserable water project. There are many areas here in the village that need serious attention, with lawn restoration, sidewalks, driveways, and other disrupted sites. If you have property needs regarding this project, please call the village office and speak with Juanita, Mary, or Mike, so we can develop a list of properties here in the village that need attention. We want to make sure restoration process includes any needs for our village residents as well as other areas. We feel it is very important that we have this list ready for the spring start, so please call with your location, what you feel is needed, and give us the opportunity to restore your property to its pre-project condition as was promised to you at the beginning of this project. We hope you all have a wonderful 2018. Thank you for your attention and concern regarding our village. Trustee Trombley. We'll start on this side tonight.
I really don't have anything. Just looking forward to spring, hoping that the finished water project, when it's done, will ease the burden a little bit on our DPW, who has worked tirelessly to get this project done. And I look forward to a finish of this for them, as well as our village residents who've put up with much more than any village resident should be asked to do.
I agree with
And Happy New Year, everyone.
you. Happy New Year. Thank you. Trustee McFetrich.
I have a few events to announce. The Champlain Book Club is meeting on Wednesday, January 17th at 6:30 at the Champlain Meeting House. Yoga will start again on Saturday mornings at 9. And knitting still goes on Monday mornings at 10. We have 2 new events. We're going to have some music on January 26th, which is a Friday at 7 p.m. Tracy DeCoste, Jeff Winnig, and Ron Gregoire are going to play. And then on Sunday, the 28th at 2, we're going to start it's called the Village Table Homestyle Cooking Class. And Peter Gallagher, who lives on Main Street, is going to talk and make soup and hand out recipes. And the cost will be $5 per person. That should be fun to work with a real chef. And children's story hour resumes on February 2nd at 6:30 p.m. And that's all I have.
Good. Thank you. Trustee Tremblay.
Excellent. Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. I don't have a lot to report, but hope that everybody had a chance to enjoy the hayride on the 23rd. And it was so cold, but they still had a good crowd, so a lot of people braved the cold, I was surprised. And we have a blood drive coming up at the Champlain Catholic Men's Club this coming Monday, 2 Mondays from now, the 22nd. 22nd of January.
How much was collected on the last one? Do you know?
Last blood drive?
Yeah.
It was lower. I want to say it was only about 13, I believe.
13 is still pretty good for.
Yeah, and it's
small
low.
community.
We normally run just at 20 or just under,
Mhm, mhm.
18 to 20. But that one was a little bit lower. I figured it was probably cold season and so on.
That's great. Great.
Yeah, it's a fun event to organize. It does a lot of good.
Yeah, very important.
Very important. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Garrett.
So 2 grants are going in. At the end of the month, I am doing an adult buddy bench for the park. I'm gonna see if they'll give us 2, but the prices of them are pretty high. I forgot what the saying was. I meant to print it out before I came, but I found one that had together we share, something like that is what it says. So I thought that'd be nice to put into that park for the older folks to sit upon. And then I still need ideas. You're all going to think about it and give me any thoughts for the Stewart's Grant, which is focused on children. So if you have any ideas that you want me to write for that, that's due at the end of this month. So I need ideas today. Any thoughts on what you want? Anything with the playground that we need? They've done a lot there. Do we do something around the ice rink? I mean, is there something more secure we need that would be more beneficial to get that up more easily and timely and to capture the water in there? Is there something we could, look at there?
I haven't even given it a thought to
Yeah, I know. People are asking already though.
Need a new Zamboni or?
Yeah, new Zamboni. I don't know whether the framing, if there's
Yeah, that's a good thought.
a better,
I'm going to take the top off of my old water tank. Let the water down a little bit and it's going to
that would be cool.
draining
Our
actually as we
liability
speak.
insurance for that.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking along that line, or whether, a lot of the gardening grants that I was looking at really are focused on classrooms as opposed to community. There were a couple community ones, but one has to be written for May. So obviously I missed that one totally. So I didn't know whether we wanted to do something along that route and work with Cornell Extension for maybe some seeds, because in the next month or 2 we would be starting seedlings if we wanted to do something, from step one, maybe in conjunction with the story hour, maybe with the library, kind of pull together, something along that route. There's so much that can be done, but where do you want to go?
How did our trees survive at the park last year?
I think we lost 2,
The last two?
but we'll get them replaced and add some more.
Well, I was just wondering, that when you're talking about starting things from seeds, maybe some flowering bushes, or that would be something with the kids if they were able to start something. I know nothing about flowers or bushes or anything like that, so he's the gardener. But if we could do something like that, maybe where you got kids interested, and then I don't remember when Arbor Day was.
It's in
June? No, May
No, it's
something.
May.
Is it May?
I think it's
Yeah.
May.
To
Yeah.
have
May
kids
8, 10,
plant
something like
again.
that.
That was fun. The kids had so much fun that day.
I think we'll do another Arbor Day celebration.
That was great. It was a lot of fun. And our grandkids enjoyed it very, very much. They had a good time.
I'll think about it, Amy.
Okay. So usually it's about $500,
Yeah,
$250 to $500, depends, they've done both,
okay.
so. I always go big, I ask for around 1,000 and settle for whatever we get.
They've been very generous.
They have.
The,
Well, they had another record-breaking, collection this year for stewards, which is nice.
I do know one thing that we need are some bike racks. Because a lot of the kids ride down to the playground and then they just throw their bikes on the
that's
ground
an
because
idea.
there are no
Oh,
bike racks.
I have it
idea.
in email.
Yeah,
We have an email we could send it to.
Yeah, we could send, we did a little research on some kind of more,
Okay.
artsy type bike racks, not just the standard, like, thinking it would be
And I
part of
did
our.
see those racks in the city, in Schenectady.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I said that
Yes.
at, yeah,
That,
the same type that you had sent me.
Yeah. We really could use some of those.
I think that's a great
The
idea.
other thing, Amy, with the bench that you were talking about for the park, you said you're gonna ask for 2 instead of 1. If we could get 1, and then if you order 2, if there's some kind of discount or whatever, maybe we have money in the playground fund that we could probably, get 2 versus just buying 1, just
Right,
getting 1.
okay.
Those benches in
Yeah,
the-
they're about
in the gazebo.
$500.
What's that?
We're gonna put them in a gazebo, we need benches in that gazebo. Nobody can use it.
Something to set on in there, yes.
I mean, even those buddy benches, if they were to put the older people. We need
Well,
to
those
put-
benches are pretty big though.
we need to
They're
put something in the
5 foot,
gazebo though, because people can't use it.
right.
And it's too bad to have it, there, they can't even,
What if we,
there's nothing in there, I mean,
We put a couple rockers in there.
Get some narrower ones.
No, with chairs.
They make them
They're
with,
gonna have to
they
be-
make it out of that composite
Yeah.
now, the rockers, it's totally weatherproof.
But when you say, are you talking gazebo or pavilion?
gazebo, the one over there.
In the, okay.
Yeah, or even if they could get like an octagon table with benches or something, just something where people can sit and there's nothing in there.
I like the idea of
The
chairs.
kids come and they sit on the railing and that's about it, there's nobody who can really
Yeah.
use it.
not
There's-
chairs, if you had just benches, just a
Straight as a bench.
straight, long bench.
it's just a
I mean,
thought,
I'm
but
just,
without anything in there, really,
You can't use that.
you stand on it.
Anybody getting their Eagle Scout badge? Anybody know? I should check with them. Cause that'd be great, they could build benches around the perimeter of that. That'd be a great Eagle
Yeah,
project.
I was just gonna suggest,
Sorry.
should we look at doing that instead of putting a piece of furniture in there, just
Right.
build an attached bench around
Right
the
around.
perimeter?
Mhm.
Something that's permanent, or at least has some permanence.
Yeah, that would be permanent, we'd be able to remove it and,
I could get money for supplies for that in that one grant.
Get the Boy Scouts to put it up.
Yeah, but if you got a Boy Scout who's doing their Eagle project, they have to do it A to Z.
Yeah.
Get the donations, they'll do it. It's a whole thing for them to learn the leadership skills of doing a project from start to finish. So I can check on that.
if you're gonna do it in composite, it's gonna be expensive. If you're gonna do it like composite like what's there, it's gonna be
yeah, it's about, the material's about 3 times the cost,
less.
but it lasts. That's what that's where I was kind of headed with a suggestion, would we have money in our either beautification budget or our parks where we could just have that built.
Any color preferences too? I was thinking of sticking with the green and burgundy theme.
That's what they mean.
For benches, I think?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You just gotta find something for Paquette Park, because you gotta take those cement things out of there.
I've got those tables, those cement tables I can put,
Yeah, from
Yeah, that's
McDonald's.
right.
That's right.
Would one of those fit inside the gazebo?
you can't.
Would it cave it?
No, yeah.
Pick it up with a loader, or solid cement. Yeah. I don't, I can't get it through with the forks and the loader, and only
Good.
do
I mean,
So we could look at that.
1, 2.
4, 3, 4,
If you
4.
put 2 down in that little park, I think that would be sufficient.
I think
We'll do
more
one
people
for
would
us-
use
for a
them
pad,
down on River though,
And then put them on a
than
pad.
up in Paquette.
How many do we have?
I think, I don't know, maybe 4.
I do see a lot of people though on my way home from work in the summertime down in Paquette
Mhm.
Park.
And there's some people that have, eat lunch down there.
Mhm. So maybe we could divvy it up. Like some there and some River
Well, you
Street.
know, we can always move them where their use is.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're easy to move.
We move with a loader, but we could pour a pad under them, because they had them over there in pavers, and they, you know, they're heavy.
So,
They probably weigh, I wouldn't be surprised if they weigh a ton.
Yeah, I was
I
just
mean,
saying,
there's
they
a lot of
probably weigh a
concrete
ton.
there.
they're great though. They're really nice.
Well, there's spots in the small park that we could fit. You know, I like people using that.
Right, let 'em.
Okay, Amy?
Yep.
All right, thank you. Any more from your reports? Other report from the clerk treasurer?
Everyone has their expense and revenue reports for December. We also did water and sewer billing. Water in the amount of $62,865.76. And sewer is $74,391.22.
Any questions on this? Half year, looks like we're pretty much on target for everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we'll have to start the budget process if
Very soon.
a couple days, we'll knock it out in a couple days. All right,
We also have to do a few transfers before we pay the warrant. One is to cover general code publishers, which we updated our zoning. That one there, we need to transfer $750 from A142011, or to A1420.11 general code publishers from A9010.8 retirement, $750.
yeah, motion to approve,
So moved.
have a second?
Second.
She did them all together. And then we need to do transfers to cover the insurance cost.
Okay, we need to vote on this one first, though, I think. Have a roll call on this one, will you, please?
There's a motion.
Or did I do it?
You did it and I
Okay.
seconded it.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee McFetrich,
Aye.
trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Garrett,
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. Okay, now what do we need to transfer?
And then we need to transfer to cover the cost of insurance. We added everything on. So we need to transfer to A1910.4 unallocated insurance, $3,000 from A9010.8 retirement. We need to transfer to F1910.4 unallocated insurance, $1,400 from F9010.8 retirement. And to G9010.4 unallocated insurance, $2,000 from G9010.8 retirement.
Motion to approve,
So moved.
second?
Second.
Okay. These increases are because there were a number of items that were either underinsured or at this point were not insured at all, including $3 million for the water plant. That's why this went up significantly. And there were a couple pieces of equipment in the back that were underinsured that we brought the insurance rates costs back up. I think we were replacement cost. So that's why we had an increase in our insurance rates for the year. If there's no further discussion, over roll call, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee McFetrich.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. Need a motion to approve the warrant?
The warrant, we have additional invoices of $18,366.21, which brings the warrant to $49,967.30.
Make a motion to approve the warrant with the additional invoices totaling $49,967.30.
Second it.
Okay, is there any discussion on this?
Nope, that's insurance is a good part of it.
Yeah.
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 Maybe it's time too to get quotes again. We haven't done it in several years.
Well, in the past, the
I think
children's was always much cheaper than the
Yeah.
NYMAR, but next year we'll go through the quoting again. If there's no further discussion, have a roll call, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee
Yes.
McFetrich.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. Thank you. Mike, you're up.
With, this month here, probably mostly busy on the streets with trying to remove the snow and ice that doesn't seem to want to go away. We've had a few people with frozen lines. We've had a few water breaks. We're gonna dig another one here probably Wednesday out front here. Got one leaking. We're in the process right now of draining the old tank to get that emptied out. We're gonna be continuing, well, hopefully this week here, hopefully the streets, we can get them, streets and sidewalks, get them straightened out. We had some issues with our sidewalk machine. We're gonna be continuing it on meters inside the bowl and the ones up on top of Prospect. We've just been we're so far behind that, we're just trying to catch up here. We're gonna mix salt and sand again. We're getting down to mix once a little bit. We've got a little salt in. But I need to fill the shed up. We're not even quarter full right now, so we'll be using it. But it's just, it's definitely, the weather's definitely kept us a little busier than probably we want to be, but we're still moving forward, so. We had one break over on West Service Road, 4-inch line that went to Elegant Paint, the former Anchor building. The owner of that building did hire a contractor to come over and dig and finish the line from outside to get it into the building for me. And I plumbed a new line in the building, so they have water. There's quite a few employees there that didn't have any water for a few days ago, 60 to 80 employees. So they're up and running again. I did do an install also at Peterbilt. They're hooked up to our water now, 3Js rather. But we're going to keep moving forward on meters, and I'm sure we're going to have some more digging that needs to be done. I'm trying to get prices right now, and I'm going to have to do something. We dug a shut off over at the old Agway McCroggy building because the shut off rod was broke, and in the driveway the frost was 2.5 to 3 feet already. So I'm going to have to look at getting something that we can break the frost with. Probably a bucket with frost teeth. It's probably that's what I'm working on right now. I did price out a a single tooth pick, you're looking at about $1,200 for a single pick, but I think we might be better with a bucket, an angled bucket with teeth. Because the frost isn't gonna get any better than what it is, and we know that we're gonna be more digging from now till spring.
That frost moved in fast in that.
Yeah, where snow is, you're good, you can still peel it with your plow. But any place that there's no, any place that's not covered with snow, the frost is, I would say 2.5 to 3 foot. Took me a few hours, took me over an hour probably just to get through it.
Wow.
So, and there's no sense of destroying a machine to,
Right.
So I'm working on, and I'm trying to get prices on, the frost, they call them frost or rock buckets. And we'll see, I found a few of them, but they look like they're not very cheap. I mean, it's something you can use and change, you can keep and use, but I'm gonna see if I can get us a price on it, and, cause I'm sure we're gonna be needing it,
Yeah.
sometime along the way here.
Does the town have one?
No.
Is that something we could share with?
No. Matter of fact, a couple years ago when it started like this, we were lucky we were able to get Ross's Point in a jackhammer. But to buy a jackhammer, I mean, you're looking at $20,000. So it does not.
The jackhammer attachment, you mean?
Yeah, they have a jackhammer on the back of their backhoe.
Yeah.
They got two backhoes, they leave a jackhammer on, use it on one, and then use their other backhoe for digging. Because they did the one over here for us, and the frost was so deep. And the way this winter's starting, we may have another winter like we had 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I think it was 3 years.
Especially with this warm weather coming, all that's gonna do is push across deeper, so.
Yeah, exactly.
My plan is probably Wednesday, I'm gonna dig out front here, we got another water main breakout here. It's been leaking for probably a week, I've been putting it off because it's so cold. If we pump it, we're gonna pump it on the edge of the road, so I'm figuring maybe Wednesday we'll dig this one. I don't know what it is. I know when the contractors put the line in there and the line blew apart on them, the new line, there's a whole pile of fittings with it tied back onto the vault. I don't know if it's that or if it's something else, but it may be, this one, if it's running into that, it may take a little time. So, I don't know how I'm gonna.
Let's see, with this bucket, do you need funds approved, or do you want?
I don't know, I don't have an exact amount yet. Yeah,
Special meeting?
I'm gonna try. I gotta get prices. I know I got a price on a single pick, and it's $11.75 plus shipping.
Yeah.
But you're talking a single 24-inch long single pick,
Yeah.
which would probably work. But they do have buckets, and they're a V bottom, and they got multiple staggered teeth, fork teeth. So when you dig, you're not only digging, you're also breaking again. And I think really that's probably the way to go here.
Is that preferred?
Yes. But I have to get prices. I can't I mean, there's so many different.
Well, once he gets prices, if he needs that piece of equipment, we can come into a special meeting. Would that be
We could do a
reasonable?
special meeting or approve a certain amount tonight.
I mean, I don't know, I don't know. I found some used ones, but they're way away from here. And they're not, used ones were, almost $3,000, $2,700 for a bucket.
Get some prices and we can always call a special meeting sometime.
I think it's gonna be the best way in this case, because I don't think we really don't have much to prove.
I'm looking later, I'd like to get a small 12-inch bucket for like when we're doing our electrical, and sometimes you get around these lines and you don't have room. I did price one, it's $8.75 for a new one, but somebody actually called me this week and I'm supposed to take a ride to Sable. They said somebody's got one in good shape, they wanted like a couple $100, so I wanna go look at that.
Calvin's got one of them.
Well, is it ours though, or is it the one with the single pin in the back?
I don't know. He had it on a new water loader.
I think you ordered it from the phone company.
I think it belongs to town.
But anyway,
If you've seen the space that he has to dig in,
sometimes they're not
right out
great.
here on this line, you have about this much on one side and that much on the other side of the bucket.
I know,
He's gotta
down
be very
on,
steady on that hand.
across from, well, we had the two breaks there across from, Kitty, or Mrs. Madish, or not Madish, but Mrs. Castaing's living that thing.
Yeah.
That there with our 2-foot bucket, I had to push the gas line over and then push the fiber to try to get between, because it was narrower than, so you had to push it one way, push it the other to try to. And we know some of these, if we have issues in where it's blasted out rock, or hammered out rock, if they only did a 24-inch trench with a 12-inch line, there's no way to get a bucket between.
Yep.
So you have to look at something narrower. I did tried to order pick teeth to change our teeth over, they were cheap. like 17, 18 bucks a piece. It only takes 5 teeth, so I ordered a set to see, because in the meantime, until we get a bucket, if I can change the teeth over, it may work for the cost, so.
Okay.
The only other thing I got from you, for you, is I sent you a couple papers, but one of them is for John. Renew my phone, I think tomorrow my phone's gonna, day after tomorrow, my phone will no longer be active.
Are you sure you want it renewed?
Not really, I'm not sure, still thinking about it, but
We could think about it for a day or two.
that's okay, if you want to, forward it in to Greg. Never mind.
Sure, go ahead, I don't care.
And I just got it in Plattsburgh last year, but it's the same, I got it at Walmart actually. It's $4.95 for the year in straight talk.
You could do it right online now. They
Yeah.
just give you the pin right online.
I know I did it through them last time because of tax exemption, you didn't have to wait.
Yep.
Because we're tax exempt. So I wanted to see if I could get approval for that. And the other thing is our demo saw, the motor blew up on our demo saw. Actually, back when we were working on Church Street, I've been boring towns, and actually I still have it here and have to bring it back, but every time I brought it back, we seemed to have water coming out of the ground and had to go get it again. So I figured it was an insurance policy if it stayed here for a little bit. But I got a few quotes on new demo saw. And you'll see them on that sheet. Demo saw, cart, and blades from 3 places. And you'll see them on the sheet that I gave you. When you buy a saw, it doesn't come with a blade. So the top one is the saw itself. The next number down is the cart, which is used for when you do anytime you do road cuts, put on the cart. And then there's 2 blades I listed there. One's for ductile iron to cut our piping, water lines, and the other one's an asphalt blade, because it's not it's one or the other you can't do. You'll ruin the blade if you don't change over. So the top one, the price is from that company. That was the total for the 4 pieces. The second company on there, they never gave me a price on a cart. They gave me a price on a saw with blade, and then an extra blade. I have no idea what the cart is. He hadn't got back to me this afternoon. He was calling Husky, I guess, to find out. And the third one is the one I found online, which is a saw, the cart, and 2 blades. Now, that company there, I looked up shipping, and it says UPS, which I find it hard to believe, but it was only like 30 bucks for shipping. For a saw, a cart, and 2 blades.
Something wrong.
I don't know if it's right.
Sound
I
right.
figure it's gonna be at least $100 shipping. It's coming out of Ohio. So I added $100 for shipping. I figured it'd be somewhere around there. But that's the total number, that number that's on there. And if it was over that, I didn't know if we approved it, if we could approve it for what I wrote on the bottom, just in case. Because the shipping from the trucking shipping was like 140 bucks on most of them, but it was only like $20-some. So I called him and talked to him. He said, "No, that doesn't sound right." I said, "Well, that's what it shows online. I'm in the cart to check out, and that's what it showed for shipping." He said, "Well, you can try it, maybe." So I don't know.
All right, all
You
I
know,
do
you
is
got
help.
you got a 50-pound demo saw, plus you got a full-down cart and 2 blades. So I wasn't 100% sure on the shipping,
Depends on how much shipping they do and the deals they make with UPS.
but it's still almost 450 bucks less.
Yeah.
As much as you'd like to buy it right close by, it's sometimes
What kind of warranty?
year warranty.
On
So
all
Husky
of
warranty, yeah, it
them?
doesn't matter,
Okay.
Husky warranty. It's all the same, actually the same one on each of them. And this saw here is one size, it's the biggest one they make, it's one size bigger than the one we had. There's a couple $100 difference. It's quite a few more cc's, it's heavy duty saw, is basically what it is. But there's only like 200 some difference between the saw that we used to have and the bigger saw. So, I mean, trouble is in the environment we use it in. Concrete dust, ductile iron dust, what happens is sucks all that, over time it sucks that dust in and ends up scoring the cylinders, and that's how we lost compression.
Yeah.
It popped, and I'm gonna still see if I can find a place that's if I can find a place, a reasonable price, and see if any way that I can rebuild the old one. You know, even if we gotta spend $400 or whatever, even when you look at the price of the new saw, you can always have a backup. But it's, when we don't have any, it's no good. You get in the middle, we had a water main break, we're in the middle of cutting a piece of, and all of a sudden the saw blows up. Now I gotta try to get a hold of somebody to let me in. Luckily, they have to borrow one. So it's not a.
How old was
It
our
is what
last
it is.
one?
I wanna say probably 6 years old.
I didn't think it was that old.
Well, I've been here 5 years before I got here, so.
Probably before that, because I don't remember ever, I don't recall.
They used to have a
Flying down
Makita,
here.
they used to have a Makita way back then, they had a
They do,
Husky.
but it's gotta be at least 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Larry
So-
bought it.
Yeah, that's right, I think they're about it.
Yeah.
Who's the online company, Mike? Was it
Uh,
Husker Barn? It's not directly from Husker
No,
Barn?
it's somebody else.
What's the board's pleasure?
Well, I make a motion to buy the saw and the attachments online
I mean, if you,
for up to $3,000 for shipping.
Have a second.
I'll second it.
Any further? What's the turnaround? You order it tomorrow?
well, that thing's at 2 days, but I don't think it'd be that long. If you want me to see if any way they can do anything different, that's what he gave me for a price on the saw, but if they wanna see if they can get me close in the saw, if you want me to see if I can get the saw local and get the other stuff, cause there's a big difference on the cart and stuff. I mean, you're looking at a almost $200 difference, what, $180 difference in the cart?
That's fine.
If you want me to see if I can get them close and try to get the saw local, so
Yeah.
that way if we have issues,
Yeah,
I'm sure they would still probably warranty anyway, but-
That makes good sense
you know what I mean?
Yep.
And get the blades in the cart, I can try that way too. You
Yeah.
know, if it's close,
to me. That's a good
cause
idea.
that'd be more of a best value if you're dealing with somebody who's very close, you know?
Well,
So
the,
that's-
the thing of it is too, with the warranty, if you order it online, do you have to send it back somewhere to be
Usually a Husky
fixed, or-
dealership but they may make you wait, they may,
Right,
you know. So, I mean, the biggest price difference is not the saw, it's the cart.
You're right.
It's huge,
It is-
so,
it is
if
the
even if I can
attachments.
get,
The
an
blades
extra-
too.
even if I can get it within $50,
There's
would
only
that be?
$100 difference. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
just
not
ask
like it-
Dragoon if they'll match the saw,
I was just-
$17.25. Just ask for the saw.
I mean, there's not,
They
you
may,
know,
they
it's
may
not
not.
like it's a huge
Right.
difference.
So,
well, between the two local dealers that you've got,
yeah, but,
because I'm never opposed to doing this, going, this is the price that I got online, will you price match it?
right,
And then if one of them will price match it, I would go with them.
Yeah. But
Because a
I
lot-
also agree with Mike, if they can't, they say, you know, I can come within 40 or 50 bucks, I still think it's better to
that's kind of a
To
best
have-
value.
have a place for service.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
important.
So we get quite a bit of other stuff there, it's, but the cart and stuff,
Well, that,
You can't.
the difference in the blades alone,
right.
Mhm.
that's a good idea, Mike. So we'll still prove up to 3,000 for them.
Yeah. Okay, everybody's happy, roll call please.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee McFetrich.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Garrett, Mayor Martin.
Aye. Need a motion to approve the $495 first phone.
Oh, so moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's gotta have it, other than I don't need to have it.
Our apologies to you.
Roll call please.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee McFetrich.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Garrett,
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye. Do the correspondence please.
JCO monthly report, letter from codes officer Tatro to Stacy Smith, correspondence from Tom Murnane regarding Casey Gregory case, and the letter from codes officer Tatro to Casey Gregory.
Get a response. Okay. All right, before we start new business, I'd like to call a short executive session, discuss negotiation. Need a motion to go out of the regular meeting.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to go back into regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Going to ask for a motion to approve a one-year IMA amendment with the town of Champlain with the negotiations to be completed no later than October 31st of 2018, including a temporary reduction in the water rate as well as approval of moving the commercial and residential accounts, the outside commercial and residential accounts, to be transferred to the town account. Have to mention the price? Shouldn't. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? I guess
Aye.
you better have a roll call on this one, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee McFetrich.
Aye.
Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Garrett.
Aye.
Mayor Martin.
Aye.
Should you say what the rate is? Or,
I don't think we need to.
okay. Okay,
It's public knowledge. If they ask, we can.
okay.
Okay, new business. Election resolution, polling place and time. Resolution, polling place and time, 2018 elections, Village of Champlain. Whereas the next village election for offices of the Village of Champlain, New York will be held on March 20th, 2018. And whereas the Board of Trustees of said village must, per section 15-104-3B of the State of New York election law, designate by resolution the polling place and hours which the polls shall be open. Then be it therefore resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Champlain has determined the polling place shall be at the Village of Champlain office, 11104 Route 9, Champlain, New York, with the polls being open from 12 noon to 9 p.m. And be it further resolved that as required by section 15-104-3B of the state election law, notice of said village polling place and times will be given at least 60 days prior to the election, to said election date. This resolution shall take effect immediately. The following question was duly put to a roll call vote on January 8, 2017.
18.
18,
Sorry.
17, 18, oh, sorry. Okay, with it, great. After a motion was made by trustee
Garrett.
Garrett and seconded by trustee
McFetrich.
McFetrich to accept the resolution as presented, roll call vote as follows. Trustee Kim Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Janet McFetrich,
Aye.
trustee Thomas Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Amy Garrett,
Aye.
Mayor Martin votes aye. Thank you. Any other new business? Mary, Juanita?
No.
Old business, office renovations. I have a report that came in today from Mr. Whitford. And I guess I should preface this last Thursday. Was it last Thursday, last Wednesday? We had people from
ETL.
ATL Thursday. People from Atlantic Testing Laboratories came in with their ground x-raying machine. You could say that again.
What'd they find?
Oh, boy.
There are some things that will have to be examined further. A couple locations,
No bodies?
well, not that they've picked up. A couple locations, unless they're encased in cement. A couple locations in the back where there used to be a lift. There's, looks like a metal pipe or metal something.
In the back-
Piston.
Behind the building, you mean, or in?
No, in the building, in the middle bay.
garage.
In the middle bay.
Pits or,
There is something over here where the JCO storage is, that's in the floor. Apparently there was a hole in the ground, what do they call it?
Pit?
A pit that you drive over and walk under.
Yeah.
There's something in there that's unidentifiable, but it is something, it's not a screen. And there is something outside here on the corner of this building.
Tank or?
It looks like a tank. At least that's the echo that they were getting. So, those will be examined further.
Coming from.
Not only was ATL here, but so was DEC.
Great.
So that will have to be, I expect that contract and that will be here within a week or so, and then we can act on that next month, or if we have to have a special meeting for some other reason.
What will they do for the further investigation of it?
They're gonna start drilling holes in the ground and through the cement and all of that stuff to see what they can detect underneath.
Wow.
And if it's contained, is it okay?
I think if it's a tank out here, it has to be removed,
I would think so.
has to be.
Yeah.
As well as all the contaminated dirt and stuff like that around it, is that correct?
That's what's gonna add to the cost, is
Yeah.
removing contaminants.
And then this stuff back here, I'm not
Get the
sure what
dozer in
it is.
this corner. Put the dozer in this corner. Now, they were here when DEC was here years ago, I don't know why they wasn't,
I don't know either.
you know, they monitored here for years, why wasn't that?
That still doesn't give us any reason for the other odor. I mean, you got diesel fuel odor here and got gasoline down the street.
The pit, is that a hollow area underneath the floor they found?
It's got concrete, it was like 8 inches thick of concrete on top, but,
I think you said it
So
was 8 inches.
what they find, a hollow space?
no, I don't know if it's a cylinder.
Unidentifiable
I don't know if
something.
there's something in the bottom, they have to chisel all the concrete out and dig down 8 feet, it's 8 feet deep.
I think there wasn't it 8 inches thick?
Yeah, but I think the pit, I think it's written out there,
Of the village buying old garage.
8 foot 3 inches or something, I
Yeah.
thought it said.
So,
Champlain Elementary for $1.
we'll get back to you on that as soon as we get the
Try not to
information.
get it.
That information will be forwarded to you as soon as I get it. The other thing is I got a report from Mr. Whitford today, and I will share it with you. Greg, Happy New Year. Hope all is well. Attached is the hazardous material report for the village office portion of the building, excluding the highway garage. I will be digesting this next week, and then we can talk about next steps. Unfortunately, they found quite a bit of asbestos in the building, but that is not unusual in an older building, but it has a substantial impact on the renovation cost. Let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. This is a 75, well, obviously I didn't take all 75 pages, but you were more than welcome to look at the summary, you're more than welcome to look at some of the places that they found. I think I shared this, I think we brought this up at the last meeting as well,
Yeah.
with all of the places that they found the asbestos. This is
Yes.
just the final report.
Okay.
And I didn't copy off the pictures of the inspectors, because I didn't feel like you wanted to look at that, but anyway. So that's that. Blowers. We had a discussion last week with the grant people. The due date for this grant is January 20th or
Yes,
19th.
well, the 20th, I think, is
One or
a
the other.
Saturday, so that's why it's the 19th.
So, we have been in contact, I have been in contact with Mr. Fletcher from Barton and the Judas about where they're going with this. They're looking at the possibility of, instead of replacing 2 blowers with 2, replacing the 2 blowers with 3 smaller, more energy efficient blowers.
Okay.
So that has to be determined, but the granting agency has assured us that we get this stuff in, they will almost fill in the blanks for us. So that we are going to get this, or we are quite assured of getting this $50,000 grant. This Jim
Yinger?
Yinging, something, has the materials, and he will fill in the blanks for us, send it back, and then we'll put it where we need to put it, and then put it in. They can't submit it for us, but they can give us the information that we need to be successful to get this grant. So,
What does it cost?
they were in contact, this Jim, do you remember the firm? The consulting something, energy something?
Jim?
that he works for.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what the name of it is, but
Well,
yeah.
these are the,
But he, yeah, that's who this nice sort of people, who these
yeah,
nice sort
these are
of
the
people
people
work
that
with.
determine these grants. Anyway, he was in contact with Mr. Fletcher as well last week and was assured that this will be completed and submitted on time.
And we have another phone call on Wednesday.
And we have another phone call on Wednesday with him.
And the cost of doing this,
Nothing.
really?
Well, wait, the grant, you mean the grant or
For
to
them to
replace
fill
the
everything
blowers?
in.
Oh, to fill everything in? No, they do it, yeah.
Yeah,
they're
that was
doing it for us.
my question, Greg, but I
Yeah.
don't think you had heard me when I was like,
Yeah,
what's the
no, they're doing it
cost?
for us.
Okay.
Well, this is a state, this is a granting organization that's gonna do this for us. Because those are the same ones that had the
EFC?
$300,000 grants
Right.
that we just missed out on, and then they had 10 $50,000 grants that will be awarded, and we will be one of them. So, all right, any other old business?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all, thank you all.
Go Georgia.